So good. What's up, creative cooks and fictional foodies? Welcome back to the Fictional Foods vegan cooking channel, where we bring food from fantasy to table. Juneteenth is right around the corner, and so we are celebrating by making a vegan dish that is hopefully going to be worthy of the cookout. Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the United States, and it commemorates the end of slavery, when the last slaves found out they were actually free, even though it had been years since they had been free. So usually we celebrate by having cookouts and just celebrate being alive and Black. And we cook a lot of food that is soul food and Southern food. So our dish today is going to be a vegan version of some soul food classics. On the menu today is what we are calling cheesy Chinoki biscuits. It's going to comprise of 2 recipes. One is a cheesy garlic biscuit that's going to be reminiscent of kind of the Red Lobster biscuits. And the other dish is going to be an enoki chicken that is covered in a homemade barbecue sauce. Let's not wait any longer. We're going to get into cooking this dish. See you in the kitchen. All right, y'all, let's get started. We are going to make our biscuits first. You're going to need ACV, or apple cider vinegar, your preferred non-dairy milk, flour, cold butter, cheese. This is garlic. This is all of our herbs, spices, sugar, salt together, because they're all gonna get mixed together, as well as baking powder and baking soda. The first thing we're gonna do is add our apple cider vinegar into our milk so that can start turning into a buttermilk. While that's doing its thing, we're gonna add all of our dry ingredients, so the seasoning and the baking powder and baking soda, into the flour. And we're gonna mix that up really well. Then we will add in our butter and crumble it with a fork until it gets to be like a sandy kind of texture with clumps of butter in there, so that we have a nice buttery biscuit. After that, we will mix in our buttermilk and our garlic before mixing it all together and folding in our cheese. We're gonna wanna make sure that we do not over mix this dough, because the more we mix it, the less flaky it's going to be, and we want a nice flaky biscuit. So let's do it. Alrighty, once the dough is mixed, it is time to prep it for the oven. You can use anything to portion your dough. We're using this ice cream scoop, but you can do it by weight, with spoons, grabbing it with your hand and putting it on. It's your food, it's your business. We are just using this to make sure that we get even portions. We gotta make sure that we don't put the batter too close to the edge of the pan, because it is going to puff up in the oven when we bake it, and we don't want it to get smashed while it's in the oven. That's why we also don't want them too close to each other either, because then they will just become conjoined biscuits. And it's okay if that's what you want, but that is not what we want today. And of course, once the biscuits have been portioned and they're ready to go, it's time to pop them in the oven. All right, while our biscuits are baking, it's time to get started on the Chinoki, aka the enoki chicken. We are of course gonna need enoki mushrooms, all of our spices. You don't have to add chili paste, but we like spicy, so we're adding a little bit of chili paste and garlic to our wet batter. We also are gonna make buttermilk for our wet batter. Put a little jalapeno juice in there, because we're gonna have jalapenos in our barbecue sauce, and we thought it might be nice to have it reflected in the batter. We'll fill out the rest of the liquids with water, and we will have flour for our dry ingredients as well as our wet batter. Let's get it together. The first thing we're going to want to do is shred our gnocchi into smaller, more chicken tender sized bites. When you're cutting off the bottom, don't cut it all the way off because we want it to hold together and not completely fall apart into a clumpy mess. Once that's all split up, it'll be time to get started on our wet and dry batter mix. We're gonna add our dry seasonings to our dry batter flour and give it a good whip together. And for the wet batter, we're gonna add the ACV into the milk, and we will add our water, jalapeno juice, buttermilk, garlic, and chili oil to the wet batter flour and give that a mix. We are going to be doing a dry, wet, dry dredge. If you want, you can split your dry batter into two so that you can go down the line, dry, wet, dry, up to you. This whole recipe is about tailoring things to the way you like it. You can use whatever herbs you want in the biscuits. You can use whatever seasoning you want in your chicken, whatever sauce you want on your chicken. We're here to give you more guidelines with this one. That's the fun thing about cooking, is as long as you follow the base recipe, you can do whatever you want with the flavors. And the same goes with baking, though it's more of a science, so you kind of have to be more careful. But get fun, get creative, tell us what changes you made down in the comments, send us pictures on social media. We love seeing different variations on how stuff turned out. All right, y'all, it's dark outside, which is why I'm a little more shaded. I had to go to work, but we're back. Part of being a creative cook is pivoting when things do not go the way that you plan them to. For example, as you can see, the Chinoki is not cooking the way we want it to. We tried air frying it 2 separate ways, and both of those did not turn out. And we also tried oven frying it, and they're just not getting that crispy, sexy texture that you would expect from a fried chicken or fried chicken alternative. So we are going to throw the healthy options out the window and just fry the Chinoki and see if that works for us better. Looks like we made the right call. Frying it turned out to be just what we needed in order to get it to a texture and appearance that is satisfactory. We wanted to make sure that it looked good, not just was cooked through, because if you want to eat this plain or lightly sauced where there's nothing to cover if it looks ugly, it's gotta look good. And we're very happy that we found the solution that helps us be able to do that. Now that everything is done frying and it is draining, it is time to get to the last step and make our barbecue sauce. Okay, after much hard work and a late night, it is time for the taste test. The Chinoki is definitely too big for the biscuit, so our recommendation is to just make a bigger biscuit size than we did in order to make it fit. I don't want to recommend making the Chinoki any smaller because it was already difficult for it to stay together, so it might be difficult, but who doesn't like a little big boy? So here we go. It's hot and it fell apart. But the taste is so good! Oh my god! I'm not even exaggerating. This tastes absolutely delicious, but this is not a structurally sound sandwich. Definitely eat the biscuits and the Chinoki separately for the best experience, because it is not going to stay together in a sandwich, but it tastes so good. I'm about to smash this, and I mean absolutely demolish this dish. Bring it to the cookout. So good. Make sure to customize it with any seasonings that you like. But thank you so much for watching. I'm just trying to end the video because I'm about to devour this. But thank you so much for watching. And yes, let us know if you try making this recipe, what seasonings you use, so on, so forth. And of course, always thank you for watching and discovering some new fictional foods with us. We will see you in the kitchen next time. Bye.